Hello there. Oh, I'm not. All right. I'm excused for a minute. Uh, oh, okay. My apologies there. Okay. Well, YouTube world, I'm trying with my phone, So I was acting, doing this. So please forgive me if any hiccups. But I watched a video by Rand Paul on the Mark Dice channel, and I'm not a big fan of Rand Paul, but what he said was so right. Trump derangement syndrome is getting out of hand. It reached the Senate and the Congress. I mean, it's like they're willing to risk another Cold War, if not a war with Russia, over the Trump derangement syndrome. Their hatred for the president is just getting unreal. It's just unreal. I mean, it's like anything this man does, anything that Trump does is like it's not good enough. They find fault in everything he does. This is how insane this has become with Trump derangement syndrome. It's just totally insane. Now, Rand Paul said about Russian, well, I'll say this: Russian interference in our elections should have, the individuals should be held accountable. I guess the individuals. No, I ain't gonna do too much about that because I read the fucking thing about Harvey Weinstein. It really don't make no fucking sense. Facebook ads and other couple nonsense stuff like that. It really don't make no fucking sense. So I'll move past that. On the Russian meddling and everything else in our election. Oh, by the way, we do it too. We meddle in other countries' elections as well. We've done plenty of time in the past. Trust me, we have. But going on past that, when I made a statement in my past videos, when Trump met with Putin in Europe, okay, the Trump and Putin summit, which what he's doing is having a dialogue with Russia because we'd be a lot better off with an open dialogue with Russia than a closed dialogue in Russia. And the people who watched it, I lived through the 80s, and us 80s kids should know how it feels like to live in the Cold War. The people who lived in the 60s and 50s should know what it's like to live through the Cold War. Now, here's the thing. If you look at your history, okay, the Cuban Missile Crisis, when Kennedy was talking to Gorbachev, excuse me, or Khrushchev, I'm not Khrushchev, my apologies. But when Kennedy was talking to Khrushchev, and made that deal with Russia, it prevented a nuclear war. So with Kennedy's actions right here, we're all standing right here and pretty much enjoying life. If President Kennedy didn't do what he did at that time, then life today will be a 360, totally different, if we'll be here at all. Kennedy, like it or not, saved us from a nuclear holocaust by talking to the Russians. And what thanks did he get for that? Being called a fucking traitor. Yes, being called a traitor just to avoid the U.S. get involved in a nuclear war with Russia. Pretty much mutually assured destruction. That was Kennedy's facing. So he started open dialogue with Russia to avoid that basically. We go to Reagan. Okay, Reagan opened a dialogue within Khrushchev. Oh shit. Oh well. Boris. Who was? Oh man, I'm Brady. Okay, the president at the time together the birthmark on his head. Gorbachev. Gorbachev, who he is. Yes, Reagan had an open dialogue with Gorbachev, which pretty much cooled that well the Cold War, but cooled down the Cold War and everything else, and made us very unlikely we get nuclear strikes. Yes, Reagan had some pretty bizarre dreams with the Star Wars program back and everything else, but with Reagan's actions, him having an open dialogue with Khrushchev, with Gorbachev, with Gorbachev, and an open dialogue with him, pretty much avoid risking a nuclear war with Russia. And here's the thing: back in the '80s, there were so many movies made about the U.S. going to war with Russia. It is unreal. Late '70s, all through the '80s, or especially the early to mid '80s. Red Dawn, one off the top of my head, and a few others as well. In schools, Russia, 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 Russia. I digress from that for right now. I'm not talking about that. But here's the thing: what President Trump. So let's go back today with Trump doing the Putin summit minute, the Putin summit meeting in Europe. What Trump it was trying to do. Okay, what Rand Paul said, he said it right. That we can possibly get Russia out of the Ukraine through diplomacy. And yes, a good possibility we can. We can get Russia to help us denuclearize North Korea. Yes, we do. But we can't do that if we keep posing the sanctions, put our heads in the damn ground, and not talk to Russia. Not talk to Russia. And here's the thing, Obama, Bush, they was had open dialogues with Russia for a good reasons. We need that for the good of the country and good for humanity and society as well. That's what we need. How can we not do the things we need to do without having open dialogue with Russia? Okay. And here's the thing, with the libtards, the liberal media and everything, they're pulling out now all these for over a damn year with Russian collusion and everything else. I'm going to talk about damn near, put, John Podesta and everything else on TV. And here's the thing, I'm not going into too much details about that, but there's pretty good evidence that's an inside job. And for some reason, I read somewhere they started this whole thing to save Hillary Clinton and try to frame Trump for this. Try to frame Trump to save Hillary, basically. But I'll get more detail to that later. But here's the thing, everybody is so pissed off because supposedly Trump interfered in the 2016 election, which to this day we have seen no hardcore evidence on that. Only thing they're doing is indicted 12 Russian agents and some more supposed Russian agents for hacking in the Podesta computer, supposedly, and for Facebook ads. It really makes no fucking sense. And here's the thing with Podesta, okay? I might touch some nerves on this, but what I read, he didn't secure his network good enough. He didn't secure his computer. When you have sensitive information on your computer, on your home computer of all means, you might want to set up a better firewall. You might want to set up a better security system on your computer, and they map programs just for that protects your algorithms, your firewall, and I can't think of your iOS, all that stuff. They have all that in there just for that. And what was Podesta's password? I understand. I don't know. I understand password with an out a as an at sign, and 1 2 some shit like that. So he made it so fucking easy so anybody could fucking hack it basically. So it's part of Podesta's fault that his computer got hacked. And why did I say that? It's simple. If you lock your front door of your house, but you leave your back door unlocked, and someone comes through your back door and steals a lot of your stuff, who's partially is at fault of that? Partially the homeowner for leaving his back door unlocked. And here's another prime example. That has happened before, especially when I was a kid. People had a habit of leaving their car keys in their car. And on their car keys, on that keychain, is the car keys, obviously, and the keys to their house. And a lot of people would go in these people in their cars, grabbing the keys, basically just unlock their doors and just take where they want to help, where they want to get out. So who's partially at fault their house got broken into? The people who left their car keys and the house keys and the damn keychain and the ignition in their damn car. Who had easy access to their damn house. I'm sorry, but if you don't secure your property good enough, if somebody comes in there and steals your stuff, it's partly your damn fault. If you leave your car unlocked, like your back door of your car unlocked, somebody gives you a car and steals your stereo system, it's partly the car owner's fault for leaving that door unlocked, basically. I'm just telling you the fucking truth. Get mad at me if you will. But since Podesta didn't secure his computer, secure his network good enough, made his password easy, basically a 12-year-old could probably hack his computer and get information on there. And anybody with common fucking sense should know if I have a computer with sensitive information on it, including Hillary Clinton's email, stuff like that, that you might secure. That's what I request right now. But here's the thing, okay? Everybody's raising hell, supposedly meddling in the 2016 election. China also has a bad habit of hacking in the government system, government networks. I read an article where China hacked a Navy's contractors' computers and got information about submarine warfare. Yes, and they've done it multiple times. How come the media or anybody in the U.S. intelligence agency or U.S. government is not doing something about China doing that stuff? They're standing aside. Their weapons and their military is almost the same standards as ours, probably. Keep hacking our military hardware, pretty much hacking in our designs, everything else, getting information that way. And they're keep on doing it as long as they let them keep on doing it. And whose fault is that? Basically, I won't say that, but I will say this: the people's not good enough. The computer's good enough. Anyway, let them do that, and they know they're hacking into them. They bought. They need to get a better, secure system for the network and their computers. Basically, that's what they need to do. But Trump derangement syndrome is totally fucking out of hand. They're willing to risk a clash, a nuclear war, just for the hatred of the damn president. They don't want him to succeed in denuclearizing North Korea. They don't want him to succeed in getting Russia out of the Ukraine. The us basically devoid him avoiding a war with Russia and not a cold war with Russia. And Sarah Sanders and Trump said it the best. You have two countries, the United States and Russia, who controls 90% of the world's nuclear capabilities. Don't you think we're better off having an open dialogue with Russia versus having a closed dialogue with Russia? If we don't talk to Russia, keep our heads on the ground, cry like little bitches because suppose they hacked our election in 2016, then we're going to get nowhere with Russia. We're going to end up with a cold war with Russia. Pretty soon we might go to a war with Russia over this nonsense. And I want anybody ever watch this video, I want them to ask themselves, is it really war? Is it really? It really is. Because if say the Russians did do it, it didn't change the outcome of the election at all. You know, it didn't change it whatsoever. And there's strong proof of that. All right. And I say it's Weinstein and Mueller and everything else. All they're doing is distraction and do anything they can to get out. Was supposedly started to see if Russia mellowed in our 2016. Now he right turn on that. Pretty much. Never mind. I'm not talking about in this video. I'm not. But I would say this: what Rand Paul said was right. We can accomplish a lot with Russia if we work with it. Instead of calling for more sanctions, instead of passing a bill condemning them and everything else and pissing them off, or we can have diplomacy with Russia. Or we can't. You know, we can't. We're better off having peace with Russia, having a good dialogue with Russia, than going to war with Russia, or if not having war with Russia. And I don't think anybody wants that. Nobody wants that. And if you do want that, you're a fool and you're a fucking idiot. And I'm not gonna fucking argue with you. But I do believe the neocons and neoliberals, the libtards, wants this. All this just to get out at the president and make him look bad. Trump derangement syndrome has hit Washington, D.C., has hit it hard, and this madness needs to stop. We need to chill the fuck out, lay off the president, and talk about more concerning matters like China hacking into our systems. And I guarantee you, China's not the only one who's doing it. So what Russia's doing is so fucking bad that we need to go after China. Especially what China's doing is way worse than what Russia's doing, you know. I'm not saying Russia ever hacked hardware. But it sounds like to me China has. You know. And with an open dialogue with Russia, we have a lot better chance of doing it. All right, everybody. I thought I'd put that out, YouTube world. I thank you for watching. God bless you. Have a good day. And